What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, usually if I do a YouTube video, it's pretty, I wouldn't say well thought out, but I generally have a script that I follow, or I pre-write something, some little dot points or whatnot. But on this occasion, I think I'm just going to let it fly because it needs to be talked about. And obviously what I'm talking about is the Cata pre-patch launch. Now, I understand for a lot of people, Cataclysm Classic is a bit of a meme, but believe it or not, there are a dedicated bunch who are participating or want to play a Cata Classic product, and I, for one, am one of those people. I've dabbled in Season of Discovery, kind of decided that, Season of Discovery isn't for me come Phase 3. So I decided to transition over to, I was playing Wrath at the time, but, go really heavily into Cata Classic because, it really interests me. Back in the day, I didn't play it too heavily, so this is an opportunity for me to play. But unfortunately, it seems as though Blizzard don't necessarily feel the same way because the Cata pre-patch launch was, I want to say, by far the most horribly launched patch in recent memory. I've played a lot of pre-patches when it comes to WoW, and this by far was the most buggy mess. Now, unfortunately, a lot of these bugs were prevalent in the beta, and they were heavily reported. I consider myself, to be in tune with the community, particularly the Cata community, because I have taken an extra interest in it, and I do follow a lot of content creators, a lot of beta testers, and I know for a fact a lot of these issues were heavily reported, but it seems as though they have carried over to the pre-patch launch. Now, if you aren't playing Cata or you're unaware of what happened, the dumpster fire that was the pre-patch launch, these are some of the issues that we encountered. Now, Battlegrounds were disabled within the first 2 hours of the launch. The reason being, people were going into the Battlegrounds and they were getting 30 plus levels of XP in one single Battleground. In fact, I think it was Warsong Gulch, but there were people going in at, like level 20 and coming out at level 60. Now, this is just a complete oversight. From Blizzard's end, and quite frankly, it's disgusting that it even got this far. So that was the big one, the fact that there was an XP exploit that happened, and they needed to actually shut down Battlegrounds. Obviously, this has since been fixed. We had spells that were completely removed from the game. So I wanted to level up a Disc Priest. And Disc Priest, in Cata, Penance becomes your, a baseline ability. Well, that just disappeared. It was nowhere to be found. Now, there was a fix where you could, if you changed specs and went back, so if you had dual spec and you went back, it would reappear. Well, if you're leveling on a brand new toon, you don't have dual spec. So you were stuck with it. I couldn't even level. I didn't want to level my Disc Priest. I wanted Penance. I didn't have it. It was actively making my leveling experience slower, so I didn't even end up leveling on the first day. We had missing spells, so you would go into your spell book, try and find a spell, realize it's not there, only for it to be found in the Professions tab. Yes, the Professions tab had your spells in it. Now, obviously, that would overtake some of your professions, so you couldn't even access. So, for instance, if you had a spell over your tailoring button, you couldn't access tailoring. Yes, you could go and make a cast script or a cast macro to access your tailoring, but this is day one of the launch. You shouldn't have to do this. Okay, there was another script needed when you wanted to leave a group. Yes, if you wanted to do a dungeon and then leave that group, you had to run a script because you weren't able to leave groups. Guild chat wasn't working, so you couldn't even talk to your guildies. You couldn't even voice your frustration with your guildies because voice chat wasn't working. Sorry, guild chat wasn't working. And to top it all off, if you decided I've had enough of these bugs, I've had enough of these issues, if you decided to log off of the game, you would lose talent points. Like, it was a complete and utter shit show. It was so disappointing. And as I said at the start of the video, a lot of people have already seen Cata Classic as a bit of a meme. For it to have this, you know, introduction further solidified that for a lot of people. And it left, you know, a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. Now, a lot of the issues have been fixed, but it took the Blizzard team over 24 hours to even acknowledge the issues, okay? We had a completely unworking patch, and it took the Blizzard team 24 hours. Now, why is this happening? First of all, no one really knows. We can only speculate. But the issues that this patch encountered is just, it can only come down to one thing, and it's the, you know, poor Q&A. Now, I don't know if that's because, you know, they're having issue with resources, so a lack of Q&A personnel, but at the end of the day, as a paying customer, that is not our problem to fix. That is Blizzard's problem, okay? But even if you want to say, oh, it's a Q&A issue, they're under-resourced, it's not their fault, be that as it may, let's just go with that for now. Why does it take the Blizzard team 24 hours to even acknowledge the issues? They're like, I'm not even talking, like, they're the issues that I personally encountered. But look, there were other issues. There were issues that people couldn't even log on. The servers were going down. Okay? And, you know, Cata isn't that popular. And we're going to see that reflect in some of the numbers when, you know, raids start opening, people start falling off. I still think it would have a healthy community. But it's not like they should have been super stressed with people logging in for a pre-patch. Okay? It's not happening. But that's pretty much the day one experience. Now, as I said, they are getting the issues out there. They've released some blue posts acknowledging some of the issues, and a lot of them have been fixed. There are still some issues in there. Even today, I noticed that they own... That's enough. Resilience on your PvP gear wasn't working. So they've acknowledged that today. So that's now 48 hours. They've acknowledged that today. So they've acknowledged that. They're about to start fixing. Another one today was an issue on archaeology. Okay, people were getting stuck on leveling their archaeology. But, oh man, it is just so frustrating and, dare I say, disheartening that we've come to this when it comes to Cata Classic. And it's not even like now I'm a dad in real life, but I'm also a bit of a, you know, I have a dad mentality when it comes to gaming, where I sense that I'm not even angry. I'm just disappointed. And that's basically where I'm at with Cata Classic. I'm just utterly disappointed. Like, I have such a... I know shit's gonna go bad when it comes to WoW and them implementing certain things. But this is just, it hit a new low for me with this patch. I'm really hoping that the actual launch of Cata goes ahead swimmingly. I hope, you know, this is a slap in the face to the dev team, in the sense that, you know, maybe they can actually stop neglecting Cata Classic, because if they're going to continue to neglect this game, why even launch it? But yeah, guys, I just wanted to get this out there because I need to just voice my frustrations. Fingers crossed things are settled come the launch of Cata, which is only in a couple of, you know, 3 weeks or something. So who knows? But yeah, like I said, just fucking disappointed. See you guys.